What's going on, everybody? Ochoa here from SB Nation's bloggingtheboys.com. Hope all is well wherever you are. Hope you're happy, safe, healthy, and that your Thanksgiving is off to a fantastic start. Today is Wednesday, November 26, 2025. That makes it Thanksgiving Eve, and that makes tomorrow, Thursday, November 27th, 2025, Thanksgiving Day. This means a couple of things. The Dallas Cowboys play tomorrow. And the last few days have been very busy around here. My name is RJ Ochoa, as noted, and this is the Blog and the Boys YouTube channel where I talk about the Dallas Cowboys every single day. Live shows, recorded stuff, interviews, all sorts of amazing things that I enjoy and that I'm thankful that you people enjoy as well. You wonderful, beautiful, amazing people. So if you like what I'm doing, if you're part of the people in question, you can subscribe right down here. You can also follow me on any level of social media. The links to all of my social profiles down in the description below. I also want to say happy Stranger Things premiere to those of you who enjoyed that show. It's just not for me. I don't know what it is. I can't get into it. But I know, at least I believe, that the first of whatever episodes, finale, stretch stuff is coming out now. So it's a busy week for a lot of people in a lot of senses. And it is a busy week right now for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm so fortunate and blessed and thankful to be timely appropriate to do this for a living, and that I've been doing it for so long. And because of what I do and covering the Cowboys, this week is always very interesting for me and residually my family. I'm so blessed and thankful to have a wife who is supportive of that and a son who is understanding of that. It makes it all the more amazing. Celebrated his 4th birthday on Monday. And so, of course, he would be born this week and just kind of add to the fun and the just craziness that this week is in my household. And so you kind of get used to it. And I know I've talked about this a little bit. As Dallas Cowboys fans, we've been used to it our whole lives, right? Like, you understand going from the Sunday before Thanksgiving to, if you travel or if you host people or if you've traveled or hosted people in the past, whatever it is you do, there's always been some sort of structure, some sort of part of the plan that has been structured around the Cowboys game. You know, when I was growing up, my family and I would go to my Auntie Linda's house. I love you, Auntie Linda. I miss you. I hope that we can all see all of you soon. And we would go there, and my Aunt Linda, as gracious and wonderful and sweet as she is, she would always time the turkey and whatnot so that my dad and I, my cousins and I, and my uncles, I mean, everybody could just, eat and be ready to sit and watch the Cowboys game, whoever they were playing. And so that was my life and my traditions and, how I kind of went through this process. And I know that you have your own story, whatever it is. And I think that we all hold those things special. This is the only holiday that is, 100% of the time tied directly to the Cowboys for us. This year, the Cowboys happened to play on Christmas Day. The first Cowboys game I ever went to was on Christmas Day with my dad in 2006. So, things like that happen in fall. Sometimes if you, are born this time of year, the game falls on your birthday or an anniversary. I mean, you get my point. But ultimately, Thanksgiving is that thing where it is tied and associated with it. And that makes it fun. And so it's fun because of that. But it's also fun right now because the Cowboys are playing well. And I say that just literally. They've won their last 2 games. They just had this amazing, heroic 21-0 comeback win against the Philadelphia Eagles of all teams. And it's kind of weird that we don't really have a full week to, just bask in it or whatever. Because of the way this time goes for the Cowboys, that you got to just kind of be done with it and move on. And it's a big game because it's Thanksgiving. Cowboys wearing their throwback jerseys, which are beautiful. They're hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. It's been said, but in case you do not know, this will be Patrick Mahomes' first ever start as a professional at AT&T Stadium. The Chiefs' last visit to the building was in 2017. I was at that game with my wife. And that was when Alex Smith was starting during Mahomes' rookie season, which is why he's never started in the building as a Chief, as an NFL player. And so that makes it fun. That adds to it, right? Like, it's a game that has a longer halftime show. It feels, in a presentation sense, I understand, like everyone, the drought, like a Super Bowl in terms of what you watch on TV, that you're around people, you're in groups, you're in parties, maybe you have different whatever's going on, and that makes it fun and interesting. And so as we kind of look to that, I want the Cowboys to win, right? I want the Cowboys to win and to have a week and a half to dream. I want that. You want that. We all want that. I mean, I said this going into the Raiders game, that imagine a world where the Cowboys were able to beat the Raiders, which I think we all thought was going to happen, but then beat the Eagles, which I predicted, not in a I told you way, but just in a way that made sense. And then I said, and imagine, this was definitely manifesting or, just whatevering. But imagine if they also beat the Chiefs. Imagine if they get north of 500. The Cowboys have not been north of 500, by the way. I messed this stat up a few weeks ago, and one of you called me out on it, so thank you. I accidentally and improperly spoke and said that the Cowboys hadn't won consecutive games since weeks 4 and 5 of last year. What I meant, I got my wires crossed, was the Cowboys have not been north of 500 since week 5 of last year. They beat the Steelers at Pittsburgh. That was the Jalen Tolbert game, the Jordan Lewis game at the very end. They got to 3-2. That was the last time the Cowboys have been north of 500, and they can do that and this wouldn't just be north of 500. This would be north of 500 after having beaten the Chiefs, after having beaten the Eagles right before. So beating the last 2 Super Bowl teams, doing so both at home, the holiday, Thanksgiving. You do now get, actually not even the mini bye. I misspoke again a moment ago. You only have 7 days to kind of sit and chill on it because you got to go to Detroit for Thursday Night Football. I mean, this would just be massive, and it would set up a huge game against Detroit, and we'll see obviously what they look like on Thanksgiving. I do think it works out better for the Cowboys if the Lions beat the Packers on Thursday earlier in the day, obviously. So yeah, I mean, we want it, and I think it's going to happen. I'm predicting the Cowboys to win, and it's not because I'm taking the cheese or anything like that. I think the Cowboys have one of the best offenses in the NFL. They had a little hiccup right before the bye, obviously at Denver and against Arizona, but other than that, the overall aggregate of who they are offensively this year is sterling. Again, despite the fact that they fell down 21-0 against the Eagles, and the defense is turning a corner. That's not to say that they are amazing or great or whatever. And you can talk a lot about, their 9th in EPA per play since the trade in terms of defending the run, right? Like you can note different points and different metrics and different statistics and certainly make arguments. And the sample size is small. But I think if you just want to make a sweeping kind of judgment, it's that they're better. It's that they have improved. It's that they have gotten better. And it's that they're going to be better, maybe the rest of this season if they're able to, heroically rally and make up the playoffs, whatever. We obviously would take that. But it is, all of this is establishing proof of concept for 2026. And we know that, and we understand that, and we're grateful for that. And we're not getting greedy in saying that we also wanted to apply to 2025. It's just that it still technically and possibly can apply to 2025. So until it can't, I'm going to enjoy the heck out of this ride, and I hope you do as well. I think the Cowboys are going to win. I think it's going to be somewhat close, and I think they'll pull away in the fourth quarter, and I think we'll be happy, and I think it'll be an amazing weekend of college football. Hopefully Arizona State not only takes care of the team from down south, but also this Maui Invitational I have on the background here in my office. So it's just an awesome week. It's an awesome week to love sports and love people around you. And I just hope that, that you feel that way. That was really what I wanted to talk about in my final video here. For the second time this season, no Spanish video, weird timings and things like that. So lo siento, but we'll be back to kind of normal operations starting next week, given that we have 7 days between games like we normally do. It's Thursday to Thursday, but you obviously understand that sometimes crap happens. Also, on the subject of crap happening, I was so tentative and hesitant to say that we had George Pickens scheduled during my post-game show. I apologize. I told you I wanted to be clear. Sometimes those things change. The PR people, the situation, something happens, wires get crossed. The PR people that I've been working with are working to make that happen at some point in the future, and God willing it does. But that's just life as an NFL player sometimes, is you get really busy, especially when you're playing really well like George is. I hope you all have a wonderful, amazing, absolutely and utterly blessed Thanksgiving. If you're cooking, if you're not, if you're taking food, if you're ordering out, if you're spending it in a non-traditional way, I just want you to know that I am thankful for you. I'm so blessed, as I noted, to do what I love for a living and to share it with so many people on the internet. And my heart is just so full each and every single day. And I talk a lot about emotions relative to football and how it feels and things like that. It's because when I was growing up, this was just all I cared about. And I wanted a place to kind of put those emotions and put those feelings. And I'm so grateful that I've found that and that it works for me in my life. And I'm just inordinately, eternally grateful for you and your internet friendship with me. So from my family, my wife, my son, my 2 dogs who are on a lot of these videos from an audio standpoint, from all of us to you and yours, we wish you a very happy Thanksgiving and a very blessed rest of the year in 2026 and beyond. As noted, you can hang out with me all over the internet on any level of social media, whatever you're doing, wherever you are. I promise I'm there. And some great TV too. Like, this is just a really fun year. We had the Dancing with the Stars finale on Tuesday night. We got Survivor. Typically, the Survivor episode on the night before Thanksgiving is a banger, so I'm looking forward to that. The Challenge on MTV. I'm still catching up on Pluribus. Like, I'm so happy. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and eat a bunch of turkey. And I will be live here on the Blog on the Boys YouTube channel and in the Bleacher Report app as well, following the Thanksgiving Day game for the Dallas Cowboys against the Kansas City Chiefs. But for now, my friends, I bid you all adieu. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you next time.